to go to car maintenance. And there are so many different sinking funds. Hi friends, how are you guys? I hope that you guys are having a great, blessed day. My name is Delia Mireya. If you're new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video. On my channel, you're going to find videos such as Budget With Me, Budget for Beginners, Cash Stuffing, Savings Challenges, Sinking Funds, all cash budget videos, DIYs. Come join me on my journey to being debt-free. I'm going to be opening up the app GoodNote. I made my own spreadsheet online and I do have it available on my Etsy shop. The boxes are blank where you can write down your own payments categories here. Before I get started, I just want to share a quick story for those of you that are new. I started cash stuffing. It's almost going to be a year now. It went well where I was able to save money, hopefully be debt-free someday. I'm in some debt. I have credit card debt, car loan debt. I want to share with you all my experience and how I'm actually saving money, how I'm budgeting, and hopefully be able to help you out along the way as well. For today's video, I'm going to be talking about sinking funds. So what are sinking funds? When I started with my budgeting, I didn't know what that was. I decided to share this video with you all and hopefully this video is helpful. Sinking funds is money that you're going to save to meet a specific savings goal or a cost that you know is coming in the future. I have a list of all of my sinking funds here and I'm gonna share with you guys or explain to you how I budget and put money aside for my sinking funds. I know there's going to be some questions that you might have as why would you have a sinking funds and not just get money out of your savings? Two main reasons. The first reason is you have peace of mind when you're making large purchases. For example, holidays is one of the categories. You know, Christmas comes every year and you'll be saving each month, or at least you try to save each month or each paycheck, and then once Christmas comes around you'll have that money to spend instead of just getting it from your savings or pulling out a whole bunch of money from your savings and then you not knowing where that money is going. It also helps to keep track of how much money you're spending and where your money is going. I think this is one of the mistakes that I was doing along the way when we were just getting our paycheck, paying our bills obviously first, and then the rest of the money that was left over we would just spend it and we would end up not knowing where that money went. So this way, you know where your money is going and you know why you're spending it. There's a difference between the sinking funds and savings, which I think I explained a little bit. The purpose of a sinking fund is planning for a specific goal. For example, the ones I have here, and there are so many different sinking funds that you might have. Like you're going to personalize your own sinking funds to your necessities or what you would want to buy in the future. With a general savings, your goal is to save money and build wealth, not to spend that money, right? You're just trying to save for the future. Sinking funds, you're also saving, but you know that you're going to spend it in the future. I'm getting all tongue-tied. Sorry about that, which I'm probably going to be editing that part out, but want to explain to you before I get started with my spreadsheet here on what the difference between an emergency savings and a sinking fund is. Now, an emergency savings is money that you put aside to spend for an emergency. For an emergency savings amount, you're going to want to start by saving at least $1,000, and you don't feel guilty to spend it in case of an emergency. There are so many emergencies that come unexpected. For example, let's say you have an emergency medical bill or you have to have your wisdom teeth removed. I had to have a root canal done and that was totally unexpected. I started with a little bit of pain and then this pain started getting worse. Almost a year from where I had my wisdom teeth removed and I was just feeling pain, but the pain was pretty similar to the wisdom teeth pain. So I went in to see my dentist and I thought it was going to be possibly a cavity because I had a filling in, and I thought that he was going to tell me that I had to have that filling removed and possibly like go deeper in. I don't know, put another filling in, which the filling on that molar had been in there for 12 years. He did mention in the future, you know, we were going to have to do another filling, take that piece off and put something else on top. I thought that's what it was going to be, but it actually came out to be something worse. I had to get a root canal done. That's where the nerve under your molar gets damaged. So they have to go in, like drill all the way between your molar and then pull that nerve out and then put a crown on top. So I had to have that done. That was unexpected. I'm so glad that I had money saved up for that and I didn't have to use my credit card. That was an emergency. So that money, I was able to get it from my emergency cash that I had. And then that's one example of a medical emergency that could happen. Also, like if you lose your job or if you have like an unexpected home repair or if your car breaks down. We also had an unexpected home repair we had mold in our closet. So without that money, we would probably dig ourselves more into debt if we had to use our credit card. So I'm glad that we didn't. I do have credit card debt, but that's not what caused it. So yeah, I just wanted to explain that. Like, an emergency cash is money that you're saving aside for an unexpected emergency. And a sinking fund is something that you know, like a cost that you know is coming in the future. You don't want to feel guilty of just grabbing a big amount from your savings, and you're just saving gradually, paycheck by paycheck. Another example of a sinking fund is if you want to purchase a car. Let's say you don't want to get yourself into debt by having a car loan, so you want to save, each paycheck, save towards your car. When you purchase your car for the first time, you need to pay car registration and all the documentation fees that come with that. You're probably just saving for a down payment, whatever it is that you might be saving for. It's going to be very helpful to have that money saved up for that category. For example, Christmas, as I mentioned, it comes every year. You're going to, let's say you're trying to save $1,200. You're going to save $100 each month. I know that's a lot of money, but I'm just using that as an example. So $1,200 divided by 12 months would be $100. If you're getting paid bi-weekly, $50 a check, or that could be $100 a month. You can put that in one of your budgeting envelopes, and then by the end of the year, you'll have that money saved up. That way, whatever expense that you're saving up for, it doesn't hit you hard. Also, back to school could be another sinking fund. Home repairs, car repairs. I'm going to share with you guys my sinking funds in a moment. I'm also going to give you guys some tips on how to use this app that I'm using. I have the app Good Notes, and I made this spreadsheet. I have this on my Etsy shop available. This is what it looks like once it's zoomed out. I had to take a moment to message my sister. She was giving me a call. So a tip that I would give you is to calculate how much you're going to need. Whatever it is that you need, try to put the same amount of cash in that envelope or aside to save for that specific sinking fund. I had to remove the iPad. I feel like the glare might bother you. Okay, so the pros for saving for a sinking fund, there's a couple pros for saving for sinking funds. So if you save for sinking funds, you're going to be saving for something that you want. Okay, let's say you're saving for a purse that's $100. So you're going to save each paycheck. That way, once you have the full amount, you're going to be so happy once that is saved up, and then you can go to the store and buy the purse that you wanted. So it's saving. That's a pro, saving for something that you want. I think I already mentioned this, but another pro is that it helps you save the money and not feel overwhelmed by seeing the cost of it. You just won't feel like it's too much that you're saving for. Now, another pro is it removes the guilt from buying an item. Let's say you've been wanting this purse for a while and you just don't want to buy it because you know it's expensive. But if you're saving little by little, it won't feel as bad. Like, you won't feel that guilt that you spent too much. You guys might have more benefits to the sinking funds. Please leave a comment. That way other people read your comment and they could giving them also benefits of sinking funds. And sinking funds can also help you save money for expected emergencies. Now, we have emergency cash that goes to unexpected emergencies, but there are expected emergencies that might be coming in the future. For example, medical, as I mentioned, we do have a medical bill. So once we pay off our medical bill, I do want to add medical as one of our sinking funds. That way we will have money saved up for that, and I don't have to be taking money out from my emergency cash. If you have any pet, they have an emergency that came up, you don't have to take money out of your emergency cash, and you can just have money for your pet. This is a sinking fund that I do not have, and I said that I was going to add that. So I need to make a couple changes to my budget sheet. I need to add 2 more sinking funds. I do want to add passport since our passports are expired. That way we will have money saved up for that. If you just passports might not be a big price, not be a high price if you're doing it as a sinking fund. It's probably going to be like $5 each check, or possibly $5 a month. But once it can be pretty expensive if you're getting 3 passports for your family. All of a sudden, that big expense can be a little bit too much if you don't have the budget for it. So let's get started with our sinking funds. Let me just explain to you. What should I do? Should I give you the tips on how to use good notes, or should I write down my sinking funds? Okay, one of the first tips, and also I'm going to get started by writing my sinking funds in here. I'm going to write text, and it's kind of hard for me to write this way since I have the camera. I normally tilt everything, so I don't want my handwriting to look really bad. So I'm going to be sharing with you one of the tips that I do along the way while I am also writing in my sinking funds amount. So the budget for haircuts, I have $50. You can see there. And we actually do spend it all. It's $25 each bi-weekly. 50, so we end up with 0, right? Towards the end of this video, I'll share with you a little bit on how I do my cash stuffing for my sinking funds. Let's say I don't like my handwriting. As I mentioned, I had to tilt my tablet. So let's say I want to delete that. I'm going to double tap the pen, and that will automatically turn on the eraser. So you would just erase everything. As I mentioned, what if I don't want to write with my handwriting? I'm going to tap the little T here, and you can default a text style. I have mine as networthy. So that's my default. You can also remove it and change it to a different one. You would just click on the one you want and then click save as default. That's another tip. So I'm going to tap here because this is where I want to put in the $50. Right when you tap it, it's going to automatically bring your keyboard up. Let's say I don't want to type with my keyboard. I'm going to bring the keyboard down, and I'm going to make this bigger, my little box bigger. To move the box, you're just going to press and hold. If you want to delete it, you just scratch it off. I'm going to start to write down the amount here, and this, by writing it in, it's not going to use my handwriting. It's going to use the text that I have saved up. So I'm going to put $50 there, and then it'll do the text that I have there. If you mess up by writing something, like let's say you wrote a different number, you can just scratch it off and it'll erase it. I'm going to move it a little bit to the center. There it is. Okay, now let's say you bring the lasso tool. You're going to circle, press and hold. You can resize it here. See, resizing it. Let's do that again. Press and hold. You can also change the color. I'll do black. You can take a screenshot or you can add an element. You can add anything here. Okay, now I'm going to go back to text. I'm going to paste. So what I did was I just tapped and hold, or press and hold. I'm going to add another box over here, and the amount is 0. 0. That's how much is left over. My next sinking fund is sewer. I have this as a sinking fund because we don't pay this every month. I try and pay it for the whole year. And if I do that, they give you a discount when you pay for the whole year. So I'm putting 80 there. Well, the actual amount price increased to, I don't remember, I'll just say it's $298. I'll make another box here by tapping. So the amount would be minus 288. That's how much money I would need for the whole year. And then I would just be subtracting once I'm able to save up. Wait, it's actually 218. Sorry about that. Well, let's say I want to use my pen. So I'm like 298. So subtract 80 it's 218. Sorry about that. I had that wrong. Double tap. Wait, double tap and erase everything. Okay, let's go back to our text. Savings, miscellaneous. I just have, so if it's the first month of January, I would have $50. I'm just giving you guys an example of what my sinking fund would look like, because in reality, I had to take some of the money from my sinking funds in order to not use my credit card, because some medical expenses came unexpected. So I had to grab money from here. So this is not my actual amount. I'm just giving you an example and also sharing with you how much I actually do pull out for my sinking funds. For car maintenance, I just save $20. I'd like to save more, but that's how much I do end up saving. Lots of noises outside. I'm not sure if you guys were able to hear the birds, cars passing by. I would have $20 here. I want to move this one a little bit more. What happened? Sorry friends, I am new to this and I just was so excited to share all the fun things that I was learning to do. So I wanted to share those with you. So I don't even know how. I think what happened was I did a copy earlier and then I just pressed paste and then it did these amounts for me. So I'm just going to leave them there because I know I'm going to need them in a moment. Emergency cash, I put 20, sorry. See, right here I would put copy, and then if I go here, I would put paste. Yeah, that's what I did. But I don't want that amount, and I don't want that amount, and this amount. Now I know what I did. Okay, for emergency cash, as I mentioned, I have $20. It reads it pretty well. Its emergency cash would actually be 40. No, emergency cash would be 20, the actual amount. Okay, for eating out, I save up $30. I'm gonna put copy and then I'll just paste over here. It's much easier. Now that I learned that by accident. Holidays. I don't like that the keyboard pops up all of a sudden. Okay, for holidays, I save $20. I'm going to do select all, copy, and then I'll put paste over here. Paste. Sorry friends, I'm really into this right now. In case you guys hear my voice, like what happened? Her energy's down. No, it's not that. It's just that I'm trying to concentrate and I don't want to mess up. Okay, birthdays. I have $20. So every month, if you're saving 20, 20, 20, the amount would start increasing. For clothing, I save $20. I don't know what's easier, if I just type it in myself or write it in or copy and paste. For toiletries, it's also $20. I'm going to add all of the amounts. I'm going to add the budgeted amount first. 50 plus 80 plus 50 plus 20 plus 20 plus 30 plus 20 plus 20 plus 20 plus 20 equals $380. Now the actual amount that I need is 50 plus 298 plus 50 plus 20 plus 20 plus 30 plus 20 plus 20 plus 20 plus 20 equals $708. And the real amounts that I have on my envelopes would be, well, I don't have 218, but I would need 218, so I would have 50 plus 20 plus 20 plus 30 plus 20 plus 20 plus 20 plus 20 equals $200, and I still need $218. If I add up the actual amount, it would be a negative of 18. But that's with all the envelopes added, and I don't want to combine any of those amounts. I know that I have $380 that I did cash stuff in my sinking funds, and I know that all the money went in those envelopes, so I'm actually good to go. I also need to add, as I mentioned, passports, but I'll be doing that. I'll be making that change possibly after filming this video. Now it's time to cash stuff. So this is just an example on how I do it. I have a couple of cash stuffing videos on my channel. If you want to check those out, I'll leave those videos in the description box below. So one example that I have is car maintenance. I have Christmas, I have medical, and I have clothing. I need to make a couple more envelopes for my sinking funds. So I grab my envelopes, I have them ready. I bring home the cash from the bank and I just start cash stuffing the amounts that I put in my categories. For example, I have a $50, and let's say if I wanted that to go to car maintenance, I would put it in this envelope. Christmas, I have 20. Let's say I have here the $20. I would put it in my Christmas envelope, and so on. For medical, I would put in the amount that I have written down. Clothing as well. I didn't used to have a clothing sinking fund envelope. I do now. This was recent that I started getting this envelope, just because we don't buy clothes as often for us, for my husband and myself. So with this envelope ready with cash inside, we will know that it's something that we do need to get in the future. Oh, I hope I didn't make you sleepy. I'm so sorry. I woke up really early this morning, and I've been waking up early, 5:30 in the morning, sometimes 6 a.m. And by the end of the day, I just feel like I'm snoozing off. Sorry, I need to get up and freshen myself a bit. I think that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Thank you for staying to the end. Thank you for everything that you do. You subscribe, you comment. Thank you. I think I have one more video that I'm going to film for you this week. Now, next week, I'm going to be taking a mini vacation, a small vacation from my YouTube videos. I've normally been posting about 3 videos a week, sometimes one more. And I'm going to be taking a break. I'm going to miss you so much. It's going to be my mom's birthday. So my sister's coming over from California, making a couple changes in this room where I filmed. That way her and her family could stay in here and they can be comfortable. So I have to move my lighting, my camera, and all of my video equipment. I have to move it from this room. That's something that I wanted to share with you all. That way, if you don't see me next week, you will know why. I will be back though, friends. I'm so happy. I'm so excited with all of these videos that I've been filming with you all. I think we're already at 400 subscribers, and I can't thank you guys, and I can't thank you enough. So thank you so much. I will be back, friends. Don't forget about me. Stay tuned for my next cash stuffing videos that I'm going to be sharing with you all. And I think I have 2 more DIY envelopes that I've made. Hopefully I can just stick to one and not be making all of these envelopes and not giving them use. Thank you, friends, once again. May God bless each and every one of you all. I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.